It's estimated that we have 60 years left. That's 60 harvests left before there's no farmable soil left on this planet. That's due to unsustainable agriculture. The planet gives us everything we want. All it asks is for us to look after it. I've decided to be the solution and not part of the problem. Back in 2013, lucky I had the chance to go to Australia for a year, but while I was there I wanted to extend my visa, and to do that I had to do 88 days agricultural work, and I had the chance to go on a permaculture farm called Solon Farm. But this farm wasn't like any farm I've been on before. Being a permaculture farm, it had a holistic management with the animals, the plants. It was super green. So the first day on the farm, we had a farm lunch where we harvested stuff from the garden and started cooking with it. And trying that food for the first time is when I really realised I'd never really eaten veg like that before. I'd been robbed 24 years of my life not eating real tomatoes, real potatoes, real leeks, etc, etc. That sparked my interest into like how to grow this sort of type of food, growing organically. And then coming home in 2015, my mindset was completely changed, and I realised how different the UK was to Australia, and really went down the path of starting to grow my own. So permaculture is a solutions-based approach to the problems we have to tackle climate change, how we can be more holistic with the land. My journey into permaculture started in Costa Rica. A few miles inland, off-grid, is a little farm called Finca Tierra, which means earth farm in Spanish. This farm was like, again, no other farm I'd been to before. It was almost like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but plant-based version, where everything was, 90% of it was edible, if not medicinal. Even down to the pathways of the farm. I had little grass shoots, and as you pulled those grass shoots, there was peanuts. There's a beautiful quote I once seen. It's like, be more like a bee and not a locust, where the locust is there representing bigger agriculture, which is there to destroy, take everything for itself and leave nothing left in its path. Where the bee is very selfless, it's there to pollinate between plants, give food to others, create abundance, and to work together for the betterment of the planet. So when I went home, I wanted to apply permaculture to my allotment at the time, and that was through upcycling. So I built a plastic bottle greenhouse completely out of plastic bottles, and upcycled timber, even placing flowers on a certain part of the allotment so the bees had to travel across my plot to get to the flowers. It was all things like that that made such a massive difference on my journey, and now I feel like that was the one pivotal point that made me the farmer I am now. So I started cycling around locally to pick up different coffee waste and compost from restaurants and cafes to take back to my plot. But by doing this, I was actually noticed by a local girl who then offered me the opportunity to farm at her nan's place, and that's how Jax Patch was born. By adopting a no-dig method, it was allowing me to turn a grass field into a full functioning abundant market garden within 6 months. This has allowed me to supply my local community with food, local cafes and local restaurants. Something I like to pride myself on also is having seed diversity and having stuff you don't necessarily see in the supermarket. So the patch for me is just reconnecting with nature, aligning my work with my passion, and being in the garden using practices like no-dig and permaculture. They go beyond sustainability. They're regenerative practices, and by using these regenerative practices, there's no need for chemicals. So by interplanting with flowers, you're bringing in the good pests to get rid of the bad pests, and you can see the pure abundance by doing these methods. Ultimately, I want to just inspire people to grow their own food, and having that ripple effect, they might inspire people to grow food. This new generation of people coming through, as well as the old generation, we all need to turn back and connect with nature as if our life depended on it, because it does. You may not be able to change the world, but you'll be able to change the world of your local ecosystem, for every plate that you fill with your veggies, and for everyone that you inspire to grow. Ultimately, this has a ripple effect, so play your part in making that change.